in here? Okay, right here.
Have everyone's attention? Thank you very much for coming today. It's nice to see a full house here in City Hall. It's certainly, for most of us, it's our second home. And we're just thrilled today to be able to have a public announcement today. It's something very, very positive for the city. We've had a lot of good news in 2013. The staff of the city, all the departments that are represented here today, as well as the Attleboro Redevelopment Authority, as well as the council, have been very busy at working on a lot of great projects. And we certainly have started off in 2013 with the Attleboro High School Track and Field Stadium project, and certainly as well as the animal shelter. Great things, and also we're looking forward to the end of September, just in a few weeks, for the closing of our first redevelopment parcel with Crugnali Properties. That's going to be on the corner of South Main and Wall Street, which is going to be 80 units of apartment condominium living and also commercial space on the first floor as part of our downtown revitalization. But also, the ARA has been very, very hard at work and working with the City of Attleboro and the Attleboro Redevelopment Authority as it relates to the Industrial Business Park. And as you well know, we've been working in conjunction with the Army, and that's for 28.5 acres, plus or minus, at the bottom part of the Industrial Business Park towards County Street. But that leaves the rest of the approximate 110 acres that are left. And we're very, very happy to report some very positive news on that today, and what it means for all of you who've been working with the project, all of the departments, but also the residents of the city. So at this time, I'd like to have the Attleboro Redevelopment Authority, with Chairman Judy Robbins, along with Jackie Romanecki, Rick Correa, and Benny Keene, come forward.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
I get to make the announcement? I get to make the announcement. I have in my hand a very interesting piece of paper that 4 or 5 months ago I had never even thought of, never even heard of. But Rick Correa picked up an idea, called people, sent emails, and the ball began rolling faster than anyone has seen for a very long time. And I am pleased to announce that the ARA is selling the last 110 acres of the Industrial Business Park, all the rest of it, for $2.3 million to the group that is going to do a sports complex in the city of Attleboro. We are absolutely thrilled because this means, or will mean, among other things, we'll be out of debt. But it also means that maybe my husband can stop saying to me every time I come home from a meeting, "Did they give you a check yet?" Marcus, they didn't give us a check, but I told him on Monday what was going to happen today and made him promise not to tell anybody all week. And every day he's been saying, "Can I tell yet? Can I talk yet?" So this morning I said, this is the day. This afternoon you can tell all your buddies that we have sold the industrial park. We are going to be out of debt. We are moving ahead with all the other things we do. And I really want to just stress that what the ARA is supposed to do is to take undevelopable property that would be expensive or tough to develop, wind up getting grants and assistance from the federal and state government, use city money if possible, and turn it into property that you can then sell to somebody to develop. We're not the developers. We don't build the buildings. We just get the land squared away and sell it to somebody. And we are delighted that we are able to do this to this wonderful group of people. They're going to fix themselves up with a separate, different legal name one of these days, but right now it's the Attleboro Sports Complex, folks.
Congratulations. And we're going to introduce the people who are going to be doing this wonderful project. And first and foremost, it's the can-do attitude from everyone, the people who are present in this room, and the hard determination of the can-do attitude. And that's what makes things like this happen. And I have to say, it's been an amazing journey. And this has been since June 28th that we've been working on this as a group. Keeping it quiet and be able to do our due diligence, but to be at this point today is very, very rewarding for everyone who's involved. So at this time, I am very honored and pleased to be able to introduce David Boucher and Joe Fitzpatrick for the Attleboro Sports Complex. Welcome.
Hello, everyone, and thank you very much for coming. I'm extremely excited to be here and to finally be sharing this news publicly. This has been a project that has been going on now for almost 3 years. Myself and a core team have really been trying to build the right business model, which is centered around a sports complex. And I joke, but it's kind of serious. How could I make my wife's life easier by putting all these different activities under one roof, rather than us driving around the community to different locations? So first of all, I want to certainly say thank you to the mayor. Say thank you to the Attleboro Redevelopment Authority. Rick, I appreciate you reaching out to me and saying, I have an idea that I want to talk to you about. And we had been developing the right business model, just needed the right land, and you were right. This was a conversation that we should take. But the project, I'll give a brief overview, will come in a few different phases. The first phase, we're going to try and get permitted and get through the process so we can start digging as quickly as possible, will be the creation of about a 212,000 square foot floor plan that will include 2 hockey rinks, 4 basketball courts, and a full-size indoor soccer field, turf field. In addition to that, which is what I spent such a long time working on, is the business model itself. So we will have roughly 122,000 square feet of tenants in there, but the tenants are going to be tenants that really work together. And if you think about after-school activities for kids, we have Gymnastics Academy of Boston ready to go in, so a very large gymnastics studio. We have Laurel Sims Dance School, so we have a wonderful dance program that will be coming in. We have a karate studio, we have performance training, we have skills training, we have a family entertainment center. So we have all of these functions that we normally would be dispersing in many different areas coming under one building and one roof, so that hopefully it makes all of our lives easier. But at the core of the business model, it helps these tenants and operators, their own businesses, thrive. Briefly, I want to introduce Joe Fitzpatrick to my right. Joe has played a pivotal role in helping me understand what the opportunity with the city is with this land, and really his background is in developing real estate and sometimes very challenging opportunities. His analyst, Bo McMahon, and now one of my partners. And then I also want to acknowledge certainly the core team that has helped me over the past 3 years work through this business model and really drive this, and those are J.D. Batista, John Gugliotta, and Chris Chu. So I'm excited to move through first phase. Our goal is next fall to be open. To really try and get our tenants in there, to get the core programming ready and running. The ice rinks, we're going to try and get that open at the same time. That may be a little later opening, but our goal will be to do that. And then because we are going to be assuming and purchasing all of the land, phase 2 would start to be outdoor soccer fields, turf fields, so multi-purpose fields. And then phase 3 would actually be potentially baseball fields and softball fields, and actually cricket fields, which there is a very big demand in this area, but unfortunately not a lot of supply of land. So a cricket field is roughly 600 feet by 600 feet. And then also, as part of the development process, we believe through all of the tournaments and all the activity that this is going to generate, a hotel will be paramount with the project. So you will be able to come and experience this complex and stay in the hotel, which is truly on the site. And that will promote tournaments, but also a lot of activity and I think excitement around the city. So I'm super excited here, and I'm not a great public speaker, so I appreciate your patience with me. But certainly this is something that we believe is going to stimulate the city, and we believe much more even the region, to make Attleboro and the location here in the Industrial Business Park a go-to place. We're excited to be able to bring it to you, this project. We have a lot of work to do. But my goal is sometimes I over-communicate, So I will be providing a lot of information for you as well. We'll be setting up a website to give you an update on where we are in the process of development. Certainly when we get further along with our plans, we'll publish those plans so that you see them. And certainly appreciate, and we're going to need the support of the city as we move forward. So thank you very much for your time today. We appreciate it, and we're going to go get to work.
Just want to go through and make sure we recognize for Senator Ross's office, Senator Timilty's office, Representative Haro, and Representative Poirier's office for their continued support when we do projects like this, and whether it's special funding that becomes available. Certainly the Municipal Council for having the faith in myself, and also with the administration and the ARA and the entire board. This type of investment, this is what we're supposed to be able to go through and yield, as Judy Robbins just pointed out to you. And to be able to go through and build those relationships, it's extremely important. And we were just talking in the side room before we came out here today, and Joe was pointing out to us, he said, you know, Attleboro is very special. And it's special because out of all the places where I've done development across the Commonwealth, it was the first time, he goes, that I came into a meeting and that I felt welcomed. I felt that the city wasn't trying to give us any pushback or anything to that effect, and it was very welcoming. And he said, and that was exactly what David had been telling me. That's the type of business transactions that we do and that we try very, very hard for and we strive for in the city of Attleboro. And we're very, very proud of this as a group, as a city, and as a business relationship. So congratulations, and this is a great thing for the city of Attleboro for a new world-class sports complex. Thank you. Anybody wants to take a couple of photographs, double ACS?
Dave, we'll get the mayor in the middle. All right. Excellent.